First, happy Friday. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Alberta, Canada, and I am excited to be here to scrapbook with you using the Painted Petals Paper Pumpkin kit. Okay, I'm just updating my iPad here. All right. Okay. So happy Friday. So earlier this week, I received my Painted Petals, which is Paper Pumpkin kit, which is the July 2024 Paper Pumpkin kit. And I absolutely love this month's kit. It comes in a beautiful custom box, beautifully printed, which I love these decorative boxes that they come out with because they make for great gift packaging. You can actually just add some sort of focal point over the top here, cover the paper pumpkin, and you've got gift wrap right here. They're stunning. And paper pumpkin boxes are great for so many different things. All right, so let's take a peek at what's inside. So if you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin is Stampin' Up's monthly subscription kit. And every month you get a box filled with the supplies that you need to make that month's project. And every month the projects change. For the most part, they are cards. However, on occasion there's 3D projects or something else. So this month we got some fun pink tissue paper, and the cards, oh my gosh, the cards this month are absolutely stunning. So you get the supplies to create 3 of each of these 3 card designs. So here is a look at one of them. So when I get my kit, the first thing I do is I create one of each of the projects. That just allows me to familiarize myself with the contents of a kit. And then I turn around and I scrapbook with it because our Paper Pumpkin kits are fabulous for scrapbooking. Aren't these cards absolutely stunning? So I did not change anything on the cards. I left them the same. I might have changed out the greeting. And even the envelopes are decorated to match. Like, look how pretty that is. And the inside. So that's one of them. Let me show you each of them here. Here is the other one. And then it's got the pink on the inside. And then this one. And then that's the inside. So stunning. And like, seriously, this probably took me 10 minutes to put these 3 cards together. They are super simple, but the great thing about them is that you can create alternates. So if you want to do some the same way as they're intended to be used, or you want to step some up and create something different, you can do that as well. So let me share the other contents of the kit. So every month you will get an exclusive stamp set and an ink spot. So this month it was gray granite. And this is the stamp set. So the greetings say, hello, let's celebrate you. I'm so lucky to have you in my life. You're simply the best. Friends like you make life beautiful. So the only way to get this stamp set is by being a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in this kit. So unfortunately, this kit is no longer available because you need to subscribe by the 10th of the month to receive that month's kit. However, I'm hoping that there will be refills available, and if that's the case, then they will drop, I believe, on July 23rd. But you do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to get the refills. All right, and I do have a link in the description where you can sign up to be a subscriber. Every month you also get the adhesive that you need to assemble the cards. If there's any embellishments that are used, those are included. We're going to keep those out. You get envelopes, and they almost always coordinate, and they're great. You can cut them apart. You're going to see I'm going to cut some of them apart today. And then you get the bits and pieces. So these include lots of die cut pieces. Like, look how pretty those are. And then the card bases. So this particular card base, this is great because if you want to stretch your kit, you can cut this. You can use this on a card and use this on a card. So you can get 2 from one card base, or actually even more depending on your design. So this is what the card bases look like that. And then these are the shapes where you can stamp your greeting. All right, so those are the contents of this month's kit. We're gonna put all of these away. I've kind of pulled out one of each of the things that I am going to use. We'll put that back in here. Oh, we don't need the tissue paper. The other thing that Stampin' Up! Has done is they've come out with a coordinating die set, and the die set will coordinate with 3 months worth of kits. So this is called the Every Celebration dies, and you can see that this die will cut out this image. So you can stamp that and then die cut that. And then there's a leaf, and then there's the word hooray. So this will coordinate with this month's kit, which is July. It'll coordinate with August, and it will coordinate with September. Okay, so you can continue using that throughout the 3 months. And it's great to continue using even afterwards as well. So we'll leave that out in case we want to include that. We're gonna leave the stamp set out. Okay, and then today we're gonna create a single 12 by 12 layout, which I'm actually going to share. We're going to turn it into a 2-page spread. So I've created one of the pages already, but I saved one of them to create with you. So I am documenting some pictures from my recent trip to Waco, Texas, to Magnolia. I've got 3 3x4 photos and 1 2x2 photo. And I've got this, the Magnolia Silos sticker that I want to include. So the sticker, what I have done is I have peeled off the backing, added it to a piece of white cardstock, and then just trimmed around the edges, just because I know that I'm going to want to pop it up. And the other thing is I doubt that this sticker is acid free, so I don't want it to affect my layout. Okay, so those are the pictures that I'm going to be documenting. Across the 2 pages, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 photos that I'll be documenting on a 2-page spread. Okay, so we're going to set these aside for now. And I've also got a white 12 by 12, so that's what I'm starting with. I've also got a white layer. I think this measures 4.5 by 12, and a couple strips of Mossy Meadow that I'm going to use. But I'm going to do something, excuse me, I'm going to do something to the background first. So I loved the look. Let me pull in the card base here. I loved the splattered look on this. So I want to create some splatters, and I'm going to do the packaging technique on the background, just because the white is pretty stark, and I do have a larger white layer that's going to go across. So it's a lot of white. So I want to add a little bit of color to the background. And this is a great way to do that. It's simple. You don't really need anything fancy to do it. So I've got a piece of packaging. This is, our dies come like in our larger die shape sets. They come packaged in cello. So I just keep a couple of those, and that's what I use as my packaging. And I've got gray granite ink. So that's the ink that comes in the kit. I'm not using my Stampin' Spot because I've got the full-size ink pad, but this technique will work with the Stampin' Spots. So I've got that, and I've got a spritzer just filled with tap water and a paper towel. So that's all you need. You need some tap water, you need an ink pad, and a piece of plastic and a paper towel to do this technique. So I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm going to smush it on here. So let me move this onto some white so you can get a better idea. So that's about how much ink I have. The more ink that you have, the darker your background is going to be. Okay, and now I'm going to spritz it. And you want to use a fair bit of water. You want your ink to move. So see how it's dripping? You want that. I'm just going to give this a wipe in case I have excess splatter. Bring back my white piece. And I'm going to kind of go in this direction. Okay, so I like to drip first. And then I'll do that. And then I'll tap off the excess. This helps speed up the drying time. So I'm just blotching out some of those heavier spots. And you can see that I still have a fair bit of ink on here. So you can just wipe that away, or you can use that on a different project. And what I have, let me grab it. I have this Artist Loft notebook that I like to use. So I'll just pull out a page And I'll just use the excess ink kind of on here. And again, tap off the excess. And I use this just if I want to create something, but maybe I don't need a card or I don't feel like scrapbooking, but I just want to get creative. That's what I use this book for. So you can see I use just kind of random bits and pieces. A lot of times I'm just using scraps that are on my desk and I just have fun with it. Usually I just include like a quote or something on here. Here I've got some shimmer paste. So here I've got leftover paper pumpkin pieces that I've used. So it's just kind of a fun little notebook project. So I encourage you guys, if sometimes you want to get creative, but you don't necessarily want to make more cards, or you just want to play, something like this is a great idea. Okay, so we're gonna bring back this, and now we are going to do some splatters. And this time I'm gonna use Mossy Meadow ink. So on the instruction sheet, which did I leave that out or did I put that away? On the instructions that come with the Paper Pumpkin kit, it gives you a photo of the contents of the kit, but it also tells you what Stampin' Up! Colors coordinate with the kit. So Mossy Meadow is one of the colors. So I want to add some green splatter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my green ink, just tap a little bit on my glass mat, and then I've got my water painter here. I'm squeezing to add a little bit of water. You can also use a wet paintbrush if you don't have water painters. And then I like to use my bone folder to tap. So I'm just gonna tap. This will give me a little bit of a finer splatter. The more water you use, the bigger your splatters. You might end up with some bigger splatters, which maybe you want that. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm okay if I get some big splatters, but I don't necessarily need them. All right, now to clean my brush, I just squeeze my water painter and rub it on the paper towel until all the color runs out. That way it's clean and ready to go for the next time I want to use it. And now I'm going to take a baby wipe and just wipe this up so that I don't get any ink anywhere that I don't want ink. And just wipe the whole thing here. I'll dry it on here. Okay, and now I'm going to take my heat tool and just give this a little bit of a zap. It's pretty dry because I tapped off the excess. It is pretty dry. I am really crooked, aren't I? Let's see. I don't know if that's going to be any better or not. Let's move this up. I want to make sure that you guys can see my whole layout. I'm a little bit behind, so I'll wait until it catches up so that I can see it if we're good. But I'm going to go ahead and heat this. Okay, so, and I dried both the front and the back because your cardstock, when you heat it, it'll start to curl up. So if you do the front and back, then it kind of causes it to straighten out a little bit. Okay, I'm just waiting to see how straight I am before I start anything else here. Boy, my screen is really far behind. Okay, we'll give it. Okay, all right, let's see here. Oh, we're still a little crooked, but okay, we'll just make it do. Okay, so now I'm gonna set this aside for a minute and I'm gonna pull in these strips and I'm gonna add these to the back of my white layer. So this white layer is what's going to hold my photos. So I'm just adding a little bit of seal adhesive. When I scrapbook, seal adhesive is my adhesive of choice. And I'm going to leave about maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit less than 1/8 of an inch of that mossy meadow showing. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side or end. Okay. And then we're going to bring this in and I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this. And I'm going to bring in my other layout because I want this to be even with the strip that I've done. I'm not going to show you a whole lot of the other layout just yet. I want to wait until the end. I want this to line up with what I've got here. It doesn't have to be perfect because it is going to be separated by the rings. Okay, and I do want to make sure it's straight. So I've got a T-square here somewhere. So I'm lining that up. I'll just push this down just a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, and this is kind of driving me crazy. I need to make sure that this is straight. I think that's a little bit better. All right, so you can see that it's still lots of white, but once we add our photos in here, so I want this one first, and then this one, and then this one. And then I think this is gonna go up here. This is gonna go down here. Now, before I start sticking anything down, I wanna figure out what I wanna do with my pieces. So I thought that this piece would be great on this layout, and that's going to go on here just because it's similar in color to that that photo or that framed piece that's there. And then from one of the envelopes I cut out this piece, and this is going to go down here. So I'm going to put that down there. Okay, and then I've got this. This was one of those little pieces that is left. That I might pop in there somewhere or maybe down here. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm happy with this. So I'm going to go ahead and start adhering these photos. And I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch on the left. And then we'll do this guy. So our paper pumpkin kits are, like I said, great for scrapbooking because you can use, all the elements are done for you. So you've got all those die cut pieces to make your embellishment clusters really simple. You don't have to spend a ton of time. That looks really crooked. All right, and then this guy's going to get some dimensionals. So our paper pumpkin kits, you can subscribe monthly or you can buy a prepaid subscription kit. And the prepaid subscription kit we have, you can do 1 month, you can do 3 months, you can do 6 months, or you can do a year, and you save, I think starting with the 6th and the 12-month kit, I believe you save a little bit of money. And right now, if you purchase, I believe it's the 3, the 6, or the 12-month, then you qualify for coupon codes. So for every $60 that you spend in the month of July, Stampin' Up! Will send you a coupon code for $6 that you can redeem on an order in August. So here I'm just adding some dimensionals, and then I'm going to put some flat adhesive here. So it's a great time to give Paper Pumpkin a try. I always suggest that you got to give it a few months. And you can always, if you want to miss a month, you can suspend your subscription. So that is an option. But 3 months is kind of gives you a great idea of what the kit looks like, or what it's like to subscribe. All right, now I've got my journaling all written up, and remember this envelope that I cut up. So let me pull that out again. So here I just fussy cut around this envelope, but then there's all this great real estate on the inside. So from the inside, I just matted my journaling, which is written on white cardstock. I matted that and then cut it so that it would line up with this. And that's gonna go like that. So we can add our 2x2 photo. That's gonna go down here, right about there. And then our journaling block. So you can see how quickly this is coming together. All right. And then I need this. I think this is going to go, do I want it to overlap here? I do think I like that, but we need to work on our title first. So I'm not going to stick that down just yet. My title, I've gone ahead and I cut it from some black cardstock, or a part of it anyways. And I used the Alphabet Elmo dies with some adhesive sheets to create little sticker letters, or letter stickers. So this part is going to read the details, and then I'm going to stamp the rest of the title. So we're just going to put this where we want it. This, and then this, this. All right, so that's going to go like that. So we're going to start positioning that. I'm going to grab my tweezers for that. I find it very helpful to use tweezers to position these. So adhesive sheets just allow you to turn it into a sticker so that you don't have to deal with messy glue. So I'm just peeling off the backing. Okay, positioning these so that they're straight. And if you don't have die cut letters, you can always use stickers, or maybe you've got an alphabet stamp. So there's lots of options. Leave a little bit of a space. All right. Keep going here. I don't know if you guys are experiencing a heat wave here in Alberta. Oh my gosh, it's been so hot. We normally don't get weather like this. It's been over 30 degrees. Thank goodness we have AC, because it's just, it's unbearable. I am not a hot weather girl. I do not like heat. I think that's why I live in Alberta, is because we don't get a lot of heat. You know, when it's cold, you can always put more layers on, but when it's hot, there's only so many layers you can take off, right? Okay. All right, so that part of our title is stuck down. I'll decide where I want to put that once I've stamped my title, the rest of my title. Do I want to put that here or here? Maybe here, because then I've got 3 different elements, or I could put it up here too. Okay, we'll wait on that. All right, so now I'm going to stamp the rest of my title, and I'm going to stamp it using Memento ink, and I'm going to use an alphabet set that is not from Stampin' Up. So Stampin' Up only has I believe one current alphabet set, and it's too large for what I want. I want a smaller alphabet set. So I have this alphabet set. It's called the Willow Lower alphabet set from Kerri Bradford Designs. I have the Willow Lower and the Willow Upper as well in several different sizes, and I love this alphabet set. I feel like it combines beautifully with this font, so I use this set a ton. I don't actually know if it's still available or not. I'm gonna grab a little block and my stamp cleaner. Okay, and we are gonna stamp. Now I need to decide because there's 3 different sizes of alphabets in here. I think I want this size. Yeah, this is a good size. And this is all lowercase, which I'm completely fine with. I don't worry too much about upper and lowercase when I scrapbook. Okay, so now I need to kind of get right over it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to draw a little pencil mark line just to make sure, because I can't get right over top because my phone's in the way. I'll grab a pencil and my T-square, and I'll just do that. That will help me line it up so that it's nice and straight. So the rest of my title is going to read, it's all in. So my title is going to be, it's all in the details. Because I don't know if any of you have been to Magnolia. Oh my gosh, it's so well done. So well done. Boy, this is really hard getting right over top here. Okay, do I have something? There is nothing in here to use as an apostrophe, so I'll deal with that afterwards. Now there's several different ways that you can do this. Because this is a clear stamp, you can line it all up on a block. I prefer to do it individually. It does take more time, but I do this a lot and I feel confident enough that I can get it pretty straight. And I like my letters closer than if I were to put them all on a block. It's all okay. Okay, and then all right. There's the rest of our title. Put this away. And I'm going to grab my eraser. And just erase this. I'm not going to go over where it's stamped just yet because I'm worried that I might smear the ink, so I'll let that sit and then go back in and erase it. I'm going to pop this up using dimensionals. do I want to do it here or do I want to do it down here? I think I'm going to do it up here. And then I like this piece up here. But before I decide on commit to that, I'm going to bring in my other layout because I want to see, and I'll share a closer look at this in a minute. Do I want that there? Do I want it tucked in here? Decisions, decisions. I do think I like it up here. Okay, we'll pop that on there like that. And then we'll finish it off with some of the sequins that came with this month's kit. So I'm going to pop some down here. And maybe a couple in here. All right, and it's done. So that came together so quickly. So let me give you a closer look at that. So here we've got the sticker that's backed with some white cardstock. We've got our title that was done using the Alphabet LMO dies. We've cut apart an envelope for this little bit and this backing bit. This is an element from the Painted Petals Paper Pumpkin kit as well as this. And then if we bring the second page in, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see both, but let me kind of slide it across. So there's the one layout, and then we slide it across. So the photos continue on. I've got a few more smaller photos on this layout. So I've got 3 more 2x2 photos. I had 2 more stickers that I wanted to use. So this one I backed just like I did the other one. This one I die cut a circle from the Stylish Shapes dies and backed it on that. This again is another element from the kit. This is from a separate envelope that I cut out, and this is also from the kit. And then I added some of those sequins in there as well. And I love how this 2-page spread came together, and it was so simple because all the elements were done for me using Paper Pumpkin. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will have a full supply list in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And if you're not yet a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a fabulous weekend.